Welcome to Battle Truth, in my point of view. I don't know you, so I'm not a hater. I can only give you the facts that's written on these papers. And since we have no dealing, therefore the court can care less about your feelings. I'm the Honorable MallikiBaker, your presiding judge, chairman, and spokesperson for the One United Front. You are my witnesses and jury. You may be seated. Court is now in session. Let's talk about it. So, with that being said, it's a lot going on in the world today. A lot going on that we need to talk about and address. Israel, shut up. Shut your mouth. Sit down somewhere. Good. Anyway, it's a lot going on in the world today that we need to talk about, that we need to address. And I think this is terrible, man, when you see what's going on, man. Like, that's why it's so important to vote. It's so important to get involved with what's going on in your country, what's going on in your state. Because what you fail to do will end up being used against you. When you brothers and sisters don't vote and you're not involved in the things that's going on, they are putting people in positions of power to make legislations and laws being created and passed that you have to abide by. Things that may go against your belief, things that go against who you are as a person and a man. And this is one of the conversations we finna have right now that I believe is really important to talk about, man. And we see what's going on, man. We have to protect our future. We have to protect our children. We need to protect ourselves. And we need to be admirable and do our God duty as men and women to protect the sacredcy of family and marriage, to actually stand for something and represent God to the utmost. At the end of the day, man, the one who made and created us, the one who loved us and gave his son to die on the cross for our sins, man. That says a lot, man, when you understand exactly how far God was willing to go to show his love for mankind, what he was willing to do. And it's us who's the problem. It's us who's at fault. It's our pride, our stubbornness, our rebellion that bring us to the situation of why we suffer the things we suffer right now today. Now, I want to play something to y'all. I want y'all to understand this. Be careful with the things that people throw out there and how they try to desensitize and manipulate to try to get you to cooperate. What I mean by that is this. We know what's going on in a transgender, homosexual realm. We know what's going on in the world, what they do. We know at the same time that there's a power struggle thing going on, that they want to control the world. They want to bring everybody under the submission of their homosexual umbrella. That's what they do. They're trying to force it on our children by putting it in schools to try to get them at a young age. And they're doing all type of child abuse tactics on these children. I'm even hearing about laws they trying to get passed to try to, Biden even was agreeing with this type of stuff to get a law passed where it's okay with the parental permission of a parent to get their child to sexually get their penis cut off and all type of sex surgeries if the parent willing to permit it. See, that's very dangerous. And this is what I mean by child abuse or what they doing. Because what you're seeing now is by them passing these laws, making man on man and woman on woman a legal representation of what the sacred family that God created in his design, they trying to make that as equal and the same. That's what Obama did. The first gay president ever in the United States of America to pass these laws. Because that's gay as hell to pass them type of laws like that. When you actually making the hand of God to judge this nation, in which he will do just like he did Sodom and Gomorrah. That's why when people be trying to say, well, I don't care about this stuff, as long as they ain't got nothing to do with me, they can do whatever they want. Oh, they got a lot to do with you. When you're living in the country that actually made this legal around the whole United States. What happens is the whole country fall up under the judgment because you the one put these leaders and representatives in play to represent you. That's what it means by representative. They represent you. Y'all voted for them. Y'all put them in power, so they represent you. And these laws that they passing is a result of how you put them in position to represent who you are, which means you fall under their judgment. You fall under their judgment. And this is what happened in the Bible with Sodom and Gomorrah. The word sodomy is where you get the word homosexual. That's what they were called in the Bible. They wasn't called homosexuals. They were called sodomites. That's what sodomy is. Anal and oral. That's sodomy. That's sodomites. So they were called sodomites. Sodom and Gomorrah. Those cities that God destroyed as a result of sodomy. Sin and sodomy. Now, if God destroyed them, he must also judge the United States also. And we see this is coming rapidly. Rapidly. We cannot change these things, and that's the danger in this. You will also suffer in these situations. And that's the sad thing about it. And you see what's happening. They don't just want rights. They want everybody to surrender and bow down to the God of homosexuality. They want you to obey it. They want you to go up under it. They want you to support it. They want you to co-sign it. They don't want nobody speaking against it. You see, in the industry, every time somebody says something against them, the power, the mafia of what they do, bring people to the point where then they apologize next day. You know, I'm sorry. I just want to say if I offended anybody. But they were real tough before they said something, wasn't it? They knew exactly what they meant when they said it. Then when whatever happened behind the scene, you see them 2-3 days later. I just want to apologize if I offended anybody. You know, ain't nothing wrong with it. You know, yeah, something wrong with it. That's why you don't do it. Because you know something wrong with it. If it wasn't nothing wrong with it, then the whole world should be doing it, should they? But that's not the case, is it? Nope. Why? Because everybody know that it is something wrong with it. Now, let's get to this. I want to play something for y'all. Listen at this. So this is a transgender named Hennessy. He was born a man, had a sex change, and now he is legally considered to be a woman. I want you to pay attention to something. Let's listen to this.
What the niggas you posted, did they know you was a tranny? Was you honest with them or you wasn't honest with them?
No, when I got my shit removed, I ain't even feel,
Oh, you feel like you didn't need to tell nobody? That's not your face.
I cut it off. So it was like, niggas don't give a fuck. Like, niggas fucking, like, what? Like,
I get what you're saying.
I ain't in a relationship with these niggas. These niggas are trying to spend the rest of their life with me. We just trying to hit in credit. Why the fuck I'm gonna sit here and say some dumb shit like, oh yeah, this is, like, what? Like, that don't nigga want to hear that, you know, bullshit like that. And if I was a nigga, I wouldn't even really give a fuck. If I was a nigga,
so like, listen at what this dude saying.
So you playing with people's lives and stuff like that.
I'm not playing with nobody's life because these are not important people in my life.
Okay, so according to this transgender dude, he's asked the question: do guys you deal with know that you are a man? He said no. He said, don't you feel like you should have to tell them that? He say no. Why? Guys don't care about that. All they just trying to do is hit it and quit it. Why the hell should I tell them I'm a man when all you trying to do is just hit it and quit it? I don't, you know, I ain't trying to make them my man. They ain't my man. Why should I? Because you are a man. And what you're doing is getting people involved in homosexuality without their knowledge. That's what you're doing. What do you mean you ain't playing with nobody's lives? What you mean you shouldn't have to tell them because all they trying to do is hit it and quit it? If that's the case, why would you have to disguise yourself? Why would you have to disguise yourself as a woman? So it's obvious you hiding who you really is. So if that's the case, then wear your beard, wear your mustache, take off the makeup, take off the wig, wear your high top fade, or wear your Iverson braids, and then offer them some sex. Offer them some sex with your mustache. Offer them some sex with your James Harden beard. Since you don't have to say nothing, well, if you don't have to say nothing, then you ain't got to disguise who you is, do you? So what you doing is tricking people because you posing to be a woman because you can pass as the looks of being a woman, when in reality, you're a man. So take off all the cosmetics, let your facial hair grow like it will be, and then offer them some sex. And let's see what they say. Let's see you approach a straight man with your James Harden beard and mustache. And let's just see what the outcome will be. See, this is what I mean by how fake this is. And this is what I mean by how dangerous this is. And this is what I mean by these. Look, that should be a law. That should be against the law for you to be having sex with somebody as a transgender and they don't know who you is because you haven't revealed who you really is. So you literally got people participating in homosexuality without their knowledge. When the Bible is clear, the Bible say no homosexual shall enter into the kingdom of heaven. So here you is putting people on the hit list of hell. Look at the mentality of this. Hold on, let's listen to this again, man. I want y'all to hear just how wicked and evil this is. Tell me if this is not wicked and evil. Listen.
All the niggas you posted, did they know you was a tranny? Was you honest with them or you wasn't honest with them?
No, when I got my shit removed, I ain't even feel,
oh, you feel like you didn't need to tell nobody. That's not your face.
I cut it off. So it was like, niggas don't give a fuck. Like, niggas fucking, like, what? Like,
I get what you're saying.
I ain't in a relationship with these niggas. These niggas are trying to spend the rest of their life with me. We just trying to hit in credit. Why the fuck I'm gonna sit here and say some dumb shit like, oh yeah, this is, like, what? Like, I don't nigga want to hear that, bullshit like that. And if I was a nigga, I wouldn't even really give a fuck. If I was a nigga, if I fucked the bitch.
But you have to be honest, though. You playing with people's lives and stuff like that.
I'm not playing with nobody's life because they're not these are not important people in my life. These people that I'm meeting, the niggas I'm meeting in my life, they ain't not my husband, they not my niggas. These are hidden.
I understand, but you gotta be honest. But it's okay though. But my question to you is, all the niggas you posted, you really fucked them?
This is just all about like perspective and like opinion. Like,
true, that's real. That's real.
That's not real, and that's not true, and it's not about perspectives and opinions. It's about the facts. The fact remains is you were born a man, so you are a man. You transformed yourself into the image of a woman. I'm going to say the image of a woman, not a woman, because you don't have a menstrual cycle, nor could you physically give babies naturally. So you transform yourself into the image of a woman while at the same time being a man. Therefore, this is not perspective, this is not opinion, this is just the fact that you are a man. You are a man. By nature, you are a man, not a woman. So no matter how you dress it up, no matter how much makeup you put on, no matter what the wig you put on, no matter if you chop it up, chop it off, you are a man. Therefore, you are seducing men under the impression that you are a woman. You are being very satanic and evil. And it don't matter if the government say legally you can be a woman even though you are a man. Because by nature, your body testify against you. Your conscience testify against you. The kingdom of heaven testify against you. Earth testify against you. Your birth certificate testify against you. Period. So you can deceive yourself into believing who you is. But the fact of the matter is you are a man. And you're being very deceiving and evil on the things that you're doing. Whether a person want to have a good time to hit it and quit it or not, you have no right to pretend a woman, to lure men into having sex with you because you can pass as a woman when you are a man and you don't identify that you were born a man. And you legally should be held accountable for those actions of voluntarily choosing to seek after straight men to have sex with you under the impression that you are a woman, when in reality you a man, bringing them to the point of damnation before God, and to also make them homosexuals, because that's what you would be doing. You'll be making them homosexuals now. You have taken away the choice and the right, and that's what you don't have a right to do. That's what you don't have a right to do. That's not your right. See, y'all taking advantage of what liberty and freedom is. Liberty and freedom is not the right to destroy and harm others just because you can make that choice to do so. That's not liberty. That's not freedom. That's not rights. Liberty, freedom, and rights is the liberty, freedom, and rights to live the way God created you to live without you being oppressed by someone else. That we do unto others and we will want done unto ourselves. That we are able to live peaceably amongst one another without having to be oppressed as a means of how God made and designed and created us to live, because somebody wants to take advantage over us because they are in power. This should be a crime. This should be a felony crime, where you literally tricking people to have sex with you, bringing them under the sin of homosexuality, bringing these things in their bodies, that they will forever be tormented in their mind with knowing that they laid down with a man unwillfully against their knowledge. So psychologically, you have destroyed somebody psychologically, and physically, and spiritually, and emotionally. On every level, you have murdered the person as a result of this deceiving and deception. That's what it is. I saw another one where this other person talking about he was dating the guy. The guy didn't know he was a transgender. He moved in the guy's house with his mama. He didn't let it be known he was a transgender. He hid it because he knew if they found out he was a transgender, they were going to shame him. They were going to disconnect themselves from him. He was not going to be with them. Rightfully so. You can't force me to accept that. You can't force me to belong to that. You can't force me to bring that into my household. You can't force me to lay down with that. So that goes to show, like I say, your conscience testify against you. Your body testify against you. The heavens testify against you on that. That's why you wanted to suppress it and keep it a secret, because you know consciously is wrong. You know the cause and effect of this knowledge coming out. And what's crazy, look at what this dude did. He was posing as a woman, having sex with these guys, setting them all up and stuff, then want to expose them for clout to get money in his pocket as a result of saying, "Ooh, I slept with this rapper. I slept with this known rapper. He didn't know I was a woman." Now the rapper getting bad and shame, like, "Oh, he slept with a homosexual. Oh, he sleep with transgenders." Come on, man, that's out of pocket. I had a partner of mine that fell victim to something like this, man. And he was messing with this dude that he thought was a woman, doing the same thing they doing. So he thought it was a woman. It was really a man, but doing the same thing. So who he thought was a woman was really a man, and he bought the tranny over his house. So the tranny was giving him head. Again, he thought this was a woman. He didn't know it was a tranny. So the tranny was giving him head. He reached down to try to feel at the tranny private part, thinking it's a girl, thinking he rubbing the cat, when in reality, it was the tranny manhood. When he immediately found this out, they got the fighting on the spot. My guy John got the, putting the dukes on him. They got the fighting. Then John went from fighting them to grab the pistol and shot him. The man didn't die, but that's what happened. because you violated somebody, man. My guy John ended up going to prison behind this. Then he was deemed that as being gay bashing, hate crime, gay bashing. This man told me he was a woman. This man got fake titties, and I'm thinking it's a woman. It's a man. But I'm gay bashing, I'm hate crime. When I find out what this dude just did, you took something from me I can never get back. You done made me participate in homosexuality. So psychologically, that's in my head, knowing that I slept with a man. Come on now. What's wrong with these people? That's out of pocket. That's out of pocket. They know what they're doing, but then they put laws in place to protect them behind these actions. I'm not, they don't have to tell you who they is. Yes, you do. Why that ain't the law? That should be a crime. That should be a crime for them doing that type of stuff. Because I'm telling you, I don't believe it could ever happen to me. Because I know as a man, I can peep these people out. It's just certain things you can't do. You can't get your hand reconstructed. You can't get your whole foot reconstructed to break it down to a smaller foot. You can't change your throat. You can't replace your whole throat. And I keep a safety pin. If I see a girl and they look a little bit suspicious and she trying to holler at me, I got a safety pin. I do the poke test. Because you know homosexuals, they always in costume. As far as like in their mind, they have to remember to talk like a woman. They have to remember they impersonating. It's not natural. So everything is programmed in their mind. They have to keep telling themselves, talk like a lady, talk like a lady, talk like a lady. I catch them off guard with that safety pin. Oh, man, why you do that? Why you do that? Why you just poke me? Too late. Too late. You didn't growl like Grimace. You didn't growl like Cookie Monster. You didn't growl like Oscar the Grouch. Man, this a dude. Yeah. I get him good. I get him good. Safety pin. I keep a jar of tomato paste in my trunk. A jar of pickles. Hey, open this for me. Oh yeah, that's a man. That's a man. Did you just open up that pickle jar? That's a man. Did you just open up that tomato sauce? That's a man. You just open up that mayonnaise? That's a man. Of course, I know. Why you got on so much makeup? That's a man. Too much makeup. Like, damn, if I could do that, my whole hand, that's a man. Well, I know all that stuff, man. I keep a basketball and a football in my trunk. I'd be like, think fast. Throw it out. Think fast. They catch it like, man, like, oh, that's a man. Think fast. Man, stop playing. Yeah. It's a man. Ain't too many people as smart as me. Everybody ain't as smart as me. Everybody ain't wise as me. So them trying to trick them sometimes. That ain't tricking me. This your boy Battle Truth. It ain't my judgment. That's a question. It's yours. What y'all think about that, man?